These are shockers from Kano people, from Kano state people in particular. What are the shockers? In the last 25 years of democracy, particularly the last 9 years, 8 years of Buhari's disaster, and 1 year of Tinubu's continuous disaster on Buhari's platform of disaster, we've seen pains, we've seen decline in income and in fortunes, we've seen confusion, we've seen disease and delay and decay and injustice, we've seen nepotism, we've seen all sorts of pains, but no Kano person or group of persons ever thought or contemplate of going on riot or burning down houses or pastures or billboards or even complaining. But shockingly, surprisingly, Kano people some days back started some riots and burning of billboards and doing some processions on the street on account of the division in the emirate. And I ask myself, has Kano people gone so down the drain? Have they lost their bearing and their focus? Have they become derailed? Because if you cannot go on riot because you are hungry, because your children cannot go to school, because you can't afford medicaments, because there is no drinking water, because you have lost your capital, because you have no source of income, why would you go on strike? Why would you go burning in public on account of a division between brothers? Remember that Amin Ado and Sanusi Lamido Sanusi are blood brothers, close blood relations. Their parents are close blood relations. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is married to Ado Bayero's daughter, who is the father of Amina Ado. They have marriage ties. There is intermarriages between their children and themselves. In between the families, there are so many intricate intermarriages in between them. Yet, you are fighting in between brothers. If you pick Sanusi Lamido Sanusi now and tell him that this box of Soviet paper cost $1 billion, he can afford to buy it now. Amina Ado can afford to buy it now. But you, to buy this Soviet paper at 1,000, you keep on complaining. They are all billionaires in their own right, and you are in penury, a pauper in your own right, and you are fighting on behalf of billionaires. Their children go to the best schools, not in Kano, perhaps in Abuja, in Lagos, in London, in Dubai, in Germany, or anywhere. Your children that are lucky to be in school are sitting on the floor, mostly, with no qualitative teachers, no qualified teachers, no competent, no responsible environment. Yet you are fighting. Their children are far, far, far away from their children in terms of quality of education, quality of life, and in every sense and every manner. You are fighting because of them. When Amin Ado intends to go to Abuja or Sanusi, they don't go by road. They go by air, chartered air. You have to follow the road at your own risk, at the risk of being kidnapped, at the risk of going to have an accident. Just think over. If you have the opportunity to look at the dining table of Sanusi Lamido and Aminu Ado Bayero, you will find delicacies. French, German, African, South African, Nigerian, Indian, Swahili, Indian dishes for them to marry and enjoy exclusively with their families. See how you scamper for food. See how during Ramadan you are rushing to get a pancake and a pap. When it comes to feeding, they are extremely comfortable. Go to their palaces. You are striving to pay for rent. They are living in posh palaces. Look at the cars they drive. Look at how you ferry yourself when you are traveling, locally or even interstate. Look at their dresses. An outing by Sanusi or an outing by Ado, can buy you a good, decent house together with a car, will be able to get school fees of your children for the next 5 years, can feed you for months or for years. You are fighting because of these two people. I think you have gone beyond all boundary of reasons, of unreasoning. This is very unreasonable. The sense of reasoning of those people who are fighting on behalf of Sanusi and Amina Ado is down the drain. You have no reason to fight for them. In any event, if I may ask you, if you are a Muslim fighting for Sanusi and fighting for Amina Ado, on Judgment Day, what reward do you earn? Judgment is about reward. What reward do you think you have earned by fighting for Sanusi and by fighting for Amina Ado? You've earned nothing. Eventually, you earn the displeasure of God if in the process you abuse, you insult, you assault anybody because of these two people. I advise Kano people begin to think of how to rebuild their wealth, how to cater for your children and for your household, how to get back your capital, how to get engaged, rather than engaging yourself in this war that is fruitless, that has no benefit to you in this world and in the next world, and can only make you look like a barking dog.